Hey there, Coastal Bend. I'm meteorologist Carly Smith. You might have seen the headline, brief return of winter. Yeah, we are talking cold temperatures for your Saturday. We've got some rain that's been moving through the area already this morning. And so the rain has been on the light side, which is what we were expecting. As far as the pockets of moderate rain, it's really been focused in two areas. So we've got a pocket of moderate rain that fell last night that was in the Falfurrias region. We also saw a pocket of that moderate rain that's still happening up in the Live Oak B County area. So George West, Beeville, these areas seeing some of the heavier rain right now. And by heavier, I still mean fairly light, but you're noticing actual rain falling versus drizzle or mist or anything like that. So that's really what we are looking at as far as the rain goes. We are starting to see some drier air mixing in. A little bit of pockets of or breaks in the rainfall are showing up as well right now. So I'm trying to look at a surface map. Okay, so we are still getting reports of some light rain through Corpus Christi, some fog now showing up further to the south through Falfurrias into Brooks County as well, and then some drizzle up north closer to Victoria, as well as the light rain up in Beeville. So that is what we are looking at. Here's the latest view on our radar this morning. Make sure you are posting any questions that you have, but I think the big story, the big weather story, isn't so much our rain, but is actually going to be just how cold it's going to be not only tomorrow, but Sunday morning. So here's a look at, again, the radar imagery. I'm going to take a look at some different layers of the radar. So right now we are only looking at the Corpus Christi radar. So this is closer to the surface, right near the radar. A lot of rain really hasn't been showing up on our radar imagery. Then when we add in some of the other radar data, yeah, still some moisture in the upper levels of the atmosphere, but not a ton, not a whole ton. And even further to the north, we're not seeing a whole lot of rain up there to the north. Winds are light and variable across the area. We've got some southerly winds to our north. It looks like the cold front in terms of drier dew point has definitely passed through Abilene right now. Additionally, we've seen it start, yeah, it looks like kind of Abilene and not Dallas yet, Abilene and kind of Wichita Falls, Denison area up to the north. That's where it looks like our cold front is. So I'm going to turn on our satellite imagery. So it looks like the cold front is draped right through here. So that's our front, all of the rain farther south than the front. So our high-res in-house model data might be doing the best job at this point, and we might not see a whole lot of rain heading into Saturday morning. But what is going to happen is all of this rain is slowly getting pushed south. So not only is the moisture moving out of the southwest, right? So what you don't see is radar imagery out of Mexico, right? So there's a lot of rain still further to the south. Once we get to the Brownsville radar, that's where we're seeing the radar coming up. Premium. Yeah. So anyway, the point I'm trying to get across is we're not seeing all the data, but what we are seeing is the moisture is moving from the southwest to the northeast. So it's moving southwest to northeast, while the front is slowly squeezing out that moisture to the north as it pushes south, right? So what that means is right along this area where it's getting squeezed between what's trying to push it south and the upper levels pushing it to the northeast, that's where we're seeing the heaviest rain right now, but even that is still light to moderate. Yellow is moderate, you know, so less of the moderate starting to show up as it is approaching George West and Beeville, but that's going to slowly drift south, and then all of our rainfall is slowly going to drift south as we continue into Saturday morning. So as far as rainfall totals go, Hey Paul, thanks for the report. If you have a rain gauge and you know how much rain has fallen at your house, I would love to hear that. So you can post that in these comments or send it to me, Carly Smith WX, any social media platform that I've got. You can search that. Kingsville showing up with 0.38 inches of rain. I need to update this title because this is as of 9:30. Okay, so as of 9:30 a.m., we picked up over ½ an inch through Fremont and Falfurrias, more than ¼ of an inch through Kingsville, Alice, Benavides, Hebronville. Oh, Sarita also getting over ½ an inch. Corpus Christi, we're closer to 2/10 of an inch. So how much more rain are we expecting? That's the next question we are going to answer, right? So we haven't even got to winter yet. So hold on tight, y'all. We're still going to talk about winter. Okay, so this is going to be through Saturday morning at 3 a.m. We get a little bit more rain through Saturday afternoon. So it looks like what I just showed you, so around ¼ of an inch, add on another ¼ of an inch to ½ an inch. So it looks like Corpus Christi will near 3/4 of an inch, possibly getting up to an inch of rain once this event is all said and done. Areas through Kingsville have a better shot at getting more, a little bit more rainfall, but overall the rain is trending down. We're going to continue to keep it pretty scattered. So we have, what time will the cold front move through Mountain Home, Texas, which is up kind of near the Kerrville area, right? This is the best kind of timing that I have. That would be around 6, 7, 8 o'clock, 6 to 8. Once the front passes through, you're going to notice the winds picking up. You're not going to see a lot of rain with this front. In fact, I don't expect a lot of rain up there in the San Antonio area. That rain is pretty much all said and done. As this front pushes south, it's going to push the rain south. So you do see rain developing behind the front. So depending on all the exact timing of energy coming up out of, well, I'm going backwards because this is what it looks like to me, but energy coming from the southwest to the northeast, the timing of that energy and the timing of the front, wherever that sets up, we're going to get an additional boost of rainfall. So if the front is a little bit earlier, we'll miss the rain. If the front is a little bit later, we'll get in on some of those higher rainfall amounts that you're seeing there near Brownsville, as in the valley. So it's a tough call on how much rain we're going to wind up with because everything has to come into play. But for the most part, I would be expecting an additional ¼ of an inch to 3/4 of an inch between now and Saturday morning. Then this front, so we're on the front. Okay, you see the headlines there, right? Cold front Saturday morning. Right now it's looking like it moves through Corpus Christi anywhere between about 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. So by the time we get to 7 a.m., our temperatures are going to be right around 50. We'll be 60 ahead of the front, 50 behind the front. Then we'll stay in the upper 40s all day long on Saturday. So around midnight, we're 60. Around 3 p.m., we're 48 degrees. That's as the front moves through. Wind is going to be out of the north, 15 to 25 miles per hour. Behind the front, gusts will be up to 35 miles per hour. This is going to bring scattered showers, a chance for scattered showers on a Saturday morning. The exact positioning of those showers, like I mentioned, a lot of factors have to go into play. What time should the northern come into Kingsville? So the cold front and the north winds, we're going to see some light and variable winds throughout the day. But those north winds are going to pick up in Kingsville about the same time as Corpus Christi. So it's looking like this model, I think, is trending a little earlier than all the other models, but it is looking like 2 a.m. So between 2 a.m. and about 5 a.m. you're going to notice the wind picking up. The wind will be stronger by Saturday morning. By the time you're headed out the door, cooler air will be moving in as high pressure builds especially. That's going to continue to push all of that cloud coverage south. And as that cloud coverage is pushed south, our temperatures are going to drop into Sunday morning because we get radiational cooling that takes place. Now, again, the timing is going to play a big role, right? Because essentially, if we keep it cloudy until the sun starts coming up, we won't cool off as efficiently. But if the clouds clear out faster overnight, which it does look like they will clear out before the night is said and done. Let me see, I have the clouds clearing by 6 a.m., but I keep partly cloudy skies around midnight. 3 a.m. we're nearing mostly clear territory, and so 3 hours of clear skies is going to allow temperatures to fall at least an additional degree or so. So that's why I put our low Sunday morning for Corpus Christi at 37. Actually, let's just show the lows, right? So I went a little bit on the cooler side than we had been going, but it does look like 40s along the coast, mid to upper 30s for Corpus Christi, Kingsville, Falfurrias, Hebronville, Alice, Sinton, mid 30s, Beeville, the closest to freezing, but I don't think we're going to get down to the freezing point. So with that being said, the wind's still breezy, so we will have a wind chill. That wind chill will be around 31 degrees on Sunday morning. Some upper 20s are going to be possible. Saturday afternoon, temperatures in the upper 40s with our cloudy skies still sticking around. Again, like I mentioned, I have us staying cloudy through at least 3 p.m. So that's going to keep us feeling rather cold on Saturday. And with the wind gusting 35 miles per hour, that's mostly in the morning, but it will still be breezy in the afternoon. 41 degrees there Saturday afternoon for your wind chill. So here is the futurecast. Actually, I want to show her futurecast so we get another idea of how things are playing out. So essentially, this has spotty showers into the afternoon. We're pretty dry overnight, so this is the front moving through on this data. Actually, where's the current her? Okay, so what I want to show you on this is it looks like this is going to be our front right through here. So we still see a chance for a few spotty showers and maybe even a slightly pocket of heavier rainfall as the front slides through, which will be after midnight for most of the coastal bend. Once the front slides through, our temperatures are going to drop about 10 degrees or so, and our winds are going to pick up. So now by 7:30, what you are seeing is temperatures in the 40s, or nearing the 40s. Let's go back to 8 a.m. The front's to our south, our wind is picked up 20 miles per hour. That's your sustained wind. North wind, 20 miles per hour, 48 degrees, 40s across the board, 50s where we're still seeing some rain. So most of the rain, it looks like Saturday morning, is mostly going to be kind of Corpus Christi, Robstown, Alice, and south of there. So more likely to see rain from Flower Bluff through Kingsville, Hebronville, and south of there Saturday morning. Now, let me tell you why this model is having a little bit of an additional boost of energy Saturday afternoon. That has to do with the mid-levels of the atmosphere. So our front is sliding through at the surface. That's going to work to dry our dew point out at the surface a little bit earlier than higher up. We could still get enough moisture to produce enough rain that does not evaporate through that slightly drier layer at the surface. And so we still see a chance of rain Saturday around noon on this model. And I think this is still a little bit more likely just based on all the trends, especially when we look at our vorticity. So what I showed on first edition, I'm going to get rid of the wide view. So this is why we're seeing the rain. We've got a low pressure off to our southwest that's going to move across Mexico today, right? I don't know why the bullet point is not deleting. I'm going to delete this too so we can get a better view. So anytime we're seeing that strong energy, the reds even the yellow showing up, that is a good boost of energy that can allow for showers and storms to develop. We see less of that, much less red showing up as we head into the overnight hours and even early Saturday. But essentially, once that front slides through in the mid-levels of the atmosphere, it's not trending. We're still getting that southwest flow, right, coming out of the Pacific. So we're still getting this flow. It's getting enhanced a little bit around the edge of that low. And so Saturday around noon, we see an additional boost of energy in the mid-levels, which will keep us with a chance of rain until even in the mid-levels we clear that storm energy out, which would be Saturday, late afternoon, early evening. By the time we get to 5 o'clock, rain pretty much non-existent. And then we are going to see high pressure build heading in next week, and that's going to lead to sunshine and warmer temperatures. So with that being said, here's your 7-day forecast, and I'll make sure there's no important questions or things that I missed in the forecast. But don't forget the important things. It's turning cold Saturday. 40s in the afternoon, 30s early Sunday morning, chilly with some sunshine. We should warm up to 60. Perfect conditions Monday. Loving it. Low humidity, temperatures in the 70s or 42 though. We're kind of cold heading out the door. Light winds back out of the southeast. I'm loving Monday. As we head into Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it's a holiday for many of us as well. So while the beginning half of our weekend is kind of like sad, if you want to be outdoors, Monday, if your kids are out of school and you need to take the day off to spend some time with them, you can get outside easily on Monday and have a fun day. So that's some exciting news. I should have put the little President State icon on the 7-day, but I missed that opportunity now that I think about it. But anyway, let me make sure I've answered all of your questions. And I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend and you don't get too cold or anything. Need to head to the valley. So the valley, anywhere between here and the valley has a chance of rain. Rain is trending down specifically for Corpus at 5. Let me look closer at the valley. So it's going to be scattered. None of this rain is really hazardous out on our roads because it's light, right? And we're not tracking thunderstorms, we're not tracking super strong wind until we get to Saturday. So overall, driving to the valley shouldn't be too much of a problem. There is a trend heading into La Nina this summer. I did see that report, Zach. We'll talk about that later. Later on, we're gonna focus on the weekend for this update. Thanks, Cindy. I appreciate your comment. I hope you have a safe weekend. Okay, I'm going back to the valley forecast. I want to check out the other model. So the HRRR, this is what we're looking at, is the HRRR model. And this one does tend to overdo rainfall, if I'm being honest. But at 5, like I mentioned, you see there is a chance for some, it's scattered light showers between here and the valley. So it shouldn't have any major impacts on the road other than it being damp. So just don't drive too aggressively or too fast. Leave that extra space between you and the car ahead of you so you can have enough time to brake. And all things should be nice and safe because, like I said, we're not tracking the wind until tomorrow, and we're not expecting thunderstorms or torrential downpours that really lower the visibility quite a bit. So that's all I've got. I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. And for the whole 3 News team, I'm Meteorologist Carly Smith. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Don't forget to tune into our weekend updates as well. We've got news on the weekend, and everyone does a fabulous job from First Edition to the evening shows. And you can watch anything you like from 3 News on our app, KIIITV.com/app. is a great way to download that. If you're watching this on a platform other than your phone, you can always scan the QR code. Thanks again, and have a fabulous Friday, even though it is a rainy one.